Dear friends, 512 days over. Third night also, the Russians continued heavy interdiction missions and shelled Odessa Port infrastructure and military installations. Salvo of missiles were launched towards Nikolaev, Sumy, Kherson, Poltava in addition to Odessa, using caliber Onyx missiles, and they also used Zeran UAVs. In southern war zone on Kherson front, Ukrainians continue holding limited position near Antonivsky Bridge on eastern bank of Dnieper River. On Zaporizhia front, the Ukrainians again used UAVs to attack northwest Crimea and damaged 4 administrative buildings and caused some casualties. Ukrainians also carried out counteroffensive on Donetsk-Zaporizhia border but without any gains. They carried out a larger counteroffensive on Rabatino front. However, in first or even in the second waves, they could not manage to break through the Russian defense line. In Eastern War theatre, on Bakhmut front, Ukrainians are continuing their offensive on north and south flanks with some limited gains as per ISW, and also towards Klishchivka and Andriivka, which is south of Klishchivka. On Avdiivka front, the Russian army managed some marginal gains. In north, the Ukrainians carried out limited offensives towards Kreminna but without any gain, while Russian army is continuing its offensive all along Kupiansk-Swatovo line with some marginal gains. Some important related informations. After the cessation of the grain deal, the Russian Federation MOD has said that from 20th July midnight, ships traveling to Ukrainian ports will be considered as courier of military cargo, and thus has started embargo on Ukrainian ports. Incidentally, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, Romania and Slovakia have signed declaration on extending ban on imports of grain from Ukraine. And in just concluded summit of the European Union and Community of Latin American and the Caribbean states, the latter have said that it is the sanction and not the war which is creating havoc. The British intelligence M16 has openly called on the Russian citizens to become its agents to end military conflict. By the way, it must be known that the British imperialism along with the Americans are the root cause of global conflict. Now news from India. Manipur is one of the northeast provinces or states, and it must be noted that most of the northeastern states are underdeveloped even compared to the rest of the India. There is violence going on since last 2 months, and both the governments in Manipur as well as in center belongs to the ruling elite at this given moment, and armed forces, troops, paramilitary as well as police are deployed in pretty heavy ones. And yesterday, a woman was forced to march naked, and they all watched it in silence. A most disgraceful thing that to happen to India and the so-called India which is world leader or growing into a world leader. Women are the worst sufferers whenever some form of conflict starts in any country, whether it's advanced or not, whether it's backward or not, where semi-feudalism, feudalism or capitalism exists, or whether they are imperialist countries. And that's all for the day from my sides. Looking forward to see you tomorrow with some form of comments. Thank you.